Bronson Reed is so over now with everybody. A casual fan is saying, why don't they just roll him out the ring?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't, bro. Right. I used to look at everything like a normal person is watching this show. Mm-hmm. They don't look at it that way anymore at all. At all, bro.
Vince, what was the Triple H to Ryback thing?
He Triple H told Ryback, and bro, listen, one thing I got to say about Ryback is, bro, I don't believe that guy lies about anything. The reason he don't have a job in the wrestling business is because he is a straight shooter. That's why he don't have a job in the wrestling business. Triple H told Ryback there will never, ever be another John Cena. In other words, there will never be another wrestler who is bigger than the company. That's where the 50-50 booking comes in, bro.
Yep. And we've seen that ever since he sold it.
Ever since he said it, we've seen it, bro. We've seen everybody do this. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Sort of Roman, but I still think he's on maybe slightly below or on par with the company. I wouldn't think he was over the company.
Yeah, I think they're wrong. I think, well, to me, the Roman 4-year stint shows me that they can still book something that matters, and they can still have a long title reign. Like Hogan had 4 years, you know what I mean? And so that showed me if Roman had the title for 4 years, just about 4 years. And there were some really good storylines throughout the entire, 4 years. And it just shows me, like, if there's anybody who I can say right now can transcend the business, who's the face of this era, absolutely Roman Reigns. He looks bigger than everybody. But at the same time, it just goes to show me that they can do it with Roman. They can do it with other people, man. There was a 3-year stint that Roman didn't even lose a match. And why don't they do that with someone like a Braun Breaker?
I think with the difference with Hogan and the Roman Reigns, I think because of how much TV there is, how much content there is, how many more live events or pay-per-views there are, earlier in that title reign, they were probably pressured to make a change a couple times. Whether it was internet fan outcrying, it's boring, he's winning every match, this is stupid. Except for 2 years later, they're like, we love it, he's the best. But, whatever. But there was always that far more pressure in the modern era than when Hogan had it. So I think that's what made that really impressive.
And to your point, East, that's the reason why they can't keep playing to the house all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they have a long game, it worked. It worked very well for Roman. He had the belt for 4 years, and you couldn't pay anyone a year ago to say that Roman Reigns would be the biggest babyface right now in WWE. But guess what? He is, and it worked. I mean, at the end game, I heard years ago that the end game of this was to make Roman a babyface, and you couldn't see it, a year or 2 or 3 ago. Now, absolutely. Now people are chanting OTC and, Tribal Chief putting their ones up in the air. So the long game worked. The end game worked. And so I think from a writer's perspective, you got to quit playing to the house so much, man, because fans are so fickle. If the fans collectively booked the show, it would be much less than a 1.8. That's for sure, because of their fickleness. That's
yeah. I mean, don't the fans book AEW on Reddit?
And that's the reason why they get 600,000 to 700,000 views right now. And I don't even know if they'll ever crack 1 million again.
Check out BrainBuster, the daily quiz that tests your WWE knowledge with winning streaks, stats, and more. It's time to see if you're up for the challenge.
Dr. Chris, you remember a year ago we were doing this, and there was a Roman talk we were having, and I said, man, he's a babyface. You're like, no, he's not. He's a heel. You hear those reactions? I'm like, just you watch. Do you remember that? I do.
I do remember it. He was a heel at the time, and that's what makes him such a good babyface, because it's the pendulum effect. He's such a strong babyface now because he was such a strong heel before. If he's a 50-50, just kind of middle of the road heel, if you think about it, think about just from an impact perspective. If you're like teetering the middle and you're a heel, like if you turn to babyface, the impact is nothing, right? But if you're all the way over here and you swing over to being a babyface, just think about that velocity and that impact that comes with becoming a babyface now. And yeah, exactly. Now the fans are, but if he was just kind of in the middle teetering, oh, he's turning now. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like that's like a Kevin Owens. He's just kind of like, there's nothing really going for him. He's not really big as a babyface or a heel. When he turns, like Shinsuke, that's another perfect example. He was a nothing babyface, and then all of a sudden he turned heel, and we're supposed to be convinced that he's a reputable heel.
Bronson Reed's in the Shinsuke spot right now.
Yeah, yes,
I guarantee you he's in that spot right now, bro.
Yeah.
I remember the Shinsuke because Vince and I were talking about it. Like he made the big heel turn and he destroyed Rollins' back with the chair, I think.
Yeah.
But then they had a match, and then the next day Rollins came out singing and dancing like usual, not putting over the injury. So yeah, that's lapses in creative. I say the one thing creative does have working against it, where not everything could be. We can't book everything to be a big show every time. It's just the amount they have to book. That sometimes you do need some filler, but at the same time, everything could be more important. Context, man, people remember. They think fans don't remember. They live and die by these stories and these angles and these evolutions of people's personalities.
Yeah, that's what lasts, man. That's what goes in the annals of history. We'll remember Hogan ripping Andre's chain off. We'll remember, the snake pit segment with, do you trust me, Jake Roberts. We'll remember the Randy Savage getting bit by Jake's, python. You know what I mean? Like or Cobra, I believe it was. And so we'll remember those, segments, those non-wrestling segments. You know what I mean? And we'll remember Lustful Lies, the Lustful Lies promo, from Savage to WrestleMania 5. You know what I mean? Like we remember that stuff. And the crazy thing is, man, like there's so many matches that are the same now. Yeah. Like it's hard for us to remember what happened at a pay-per-view 2 months ago. I can't even tell you what happened.
Chris, they have totally eliminated, and it is out of their mind. There is nobody looking at this show anymore saying, what would the response of the casual fan be?
Right.
In other words, if a casual fan is watching Sami Zayn beat Gunther, you know what they're saying, bro? This is bullshit. That guy would have never beat him in a million years. Chris, if they're watching Monday's show, Bronson Reed is so over now with everybody. A casual fan is saying, why don't they just roll him out the ring?
Yeah, exactly.
They don't, bro. I used to look at everything like a normal person is watching this show. They don't look at it that way anymore at all, bro. Because if they did, they would see that a lot of this stuff does not make sense to a casual fan.
Go ahead, Ace.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, and if they did look at it like a normal person watching a show, I think the product would vastly improve. And I don't think maybe there'd be some online backlash.
Yep.
But I don't think it would alienate hardcore fans one bit.
Not at all.
Because you slow down the storytelling and you make things make sense, give it some time, and they'll be very receptive and I think appreciative.
Yep. You don't catch casual fans in the mud of these internet arguments over stuff and trolling, and casual fans don't care. They're not spending their time on the socials talking about, oh my gosh, this is the best match, or oh my gosh, can you believe that they did that? Oh my gosh, what a terrible angle, or what a terrible storyline. Casual fans aren't doing that. You know what I mean? The internet, the hardcore fans are doing that, and as much as they are doing that, they're going to watch the product the next week, so it really doesn't matter.
Chris, I swear to God, if you would have heard, because we record castrating the marks on Wednesday night, and then we do this the next day. Chris, my right hand to our Lord and Savior, if you would have heard the conversation that Meltzer and Alvarez were having about the G1, and they're going over everybody's record. And then, well, if so-and-so beats this guy and then beats this guy, and so, bro, they are talking about this like it's the NCAA basketball bracket. If you didn't know better and you tuned into this show, you would believe that these guys thought these matches that were taking place, bro, casual fans like would listen to this like, are you people out of your minds? And those are the ones they're catering to, bro.
Yeah. They're catering to the hardcores, man. The pitch to bring in the casuals doesn't exist anymore. I mean, like a Meltzer and Alvarez, I mean, their audience has never been casuals anyway. So of course, people were listening to them. We're going to get right into it. Like, yeah, man, because if Jeff Cobb loses against Katsuyori Shibata, yeah, but then you got to have Naito beat,
that was the conversation. That was it.
Wow.
I didn't read comic books growing up, but the Marvel movies were being hits and everything before Endgame when it all went to hell. But shout out Deadpool, that was great. But I remember wonder what the Easter eggs were in Captain America Winter Soldier. So I kind of went in there and found myself in this forum of just baffling hyperbole and talk to the point I'm like, I can't even look at this. I'm out. Like this is insanity.
Yeah. Well, insanity will continue to be normal in the world of professional wrestling as long as the pro wrestling fans allow it. And so we shall see what is next in the saga of that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we have Vince Russo. We have EC3. I am Dr. Chris. Oh,
can I get a shout out real fast?
Please do.
Hey, NWA Exodus, my little regional, my little territory.
It's not little. It's not little.
Huge weekend.
We're gonna have a big anniversary show, but I pulled some strings and I made some threats. They were idle, but they were real. And 8/24 on the NWA's YouTube, Exodus Pro will be streaming live, so it'll be a very cool opportunity for a lot of prospective talents to be seen by you, the wrestling fans.
Are you on the card?
I am. I'll be defending my World Heavyweight Championship against Richard Holiday.
Is this young punk that I saw you bloodied and this young punk's talking you down in your face? Is that who it is, bro?
He bashed me in the head with my own title in front of my hometown fans and family and left me bloody and demands his flowers. But on the other end, he's an extremely great talent who I'm very happy to showcase beating his ass all over Cleveland at 8/24.
Vince, he used to team up with MJF.
He did.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You like him.
Yeah, I know. I saw the video. He was very, very convincing.
Yeah, very good.
He's good.
I'm better.
We have EC3. We have Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is the Wrestling Outlaws. Have a good night, everybody. So long.